There are 300 in the project. I won't only catch up to you. I'll beat you yet, Maxwell." Galactogon's owner turned back to the dark corner. "Develop and implement a scenario that will extract this couple from the project. And without any unnecessary verbiage, please. They are no longer of interest to us." "And what is of interest?" The president arched an eyebrow. "I propose we consider our options. For instance, what would a mother do if she had to choose between her children, if she could choose which one was to die and which to live? As I recall, there are several suitable subjects for such a scenario in our project. Again, I wager that the mother would choose her firstborn. My data people tell me that firstborns are more loved." "You don't know people at all." The president shook his head. "But I agree. I just saw you have a bottle of Maison Garlon from the 2045 vintage. You can say goodbye to it because a loving mother would. But hang on, let's consider the other options too. Maternal instinct is too close to the most basic of instincts, and the wager seems to me too dull and easy to predict." "As you like. Anyway, it is your turn to choose." Chapter 1. If you have ever been killed before, in real life, I mean, then you have my most sincere condolences. There's nothing pleasant about this procedure. It is frequently painful, unnerving, and scary. Accordingly, if you are not partial to masochism, I recommend you avoid psychos and serial killers. Otherwise, my advice is grin and bear it, and hope that if paradise awaits you after death, it will be like the one I'm currently in. The sun, in this, my personal paradise, is always at its zenith, but you don't have to worry about heat stroke or sunburn. Comfort here is paramount. I blinked blissfully, staring straight into the disk of hot light, and savored the sea breeze along my skin. Warm emerald waves lapped at my feet and tickled them like a playful girl. The sweet chirping of exotic birds behind me mixed with the surf to form a tranquil music. Everything around me dispelled any possible cares and submerged me in nirvana, which is what I concentrated on, letting my mind enjoy a moment of peace. In precisely 10 seconds, I will give myself a mental kick and remind myself that these are nothing but illusions, digital decorations, plastered upon the walls of the Medical Diagnostic Center. In precisely 10 seconds, and not a second more, I have to remember who I am and why I am here. My name is Alexis Panzer. I am a programmer who specializes in Galactogon. Although at the moment I'm in a therapeutic VR scene generated by my medical recovery capsule. The world around me is a projection created to deceive my mind. I have to feel whole and healthy. Only then, according to the doctors, can I recover from my surgeries. 3 days have passed since I regained consciousness and found myself on this beach. Since then, my physician has dropped in to visit me, as well as to check in on my psychological recovery and discuss my physical condition. And, the physician pointed out, my physical condition was pretty poor. My battle with the final boss, Constantine, cost me an arm and a leg. Literally, and then some. I needed a heart transplant, 3 synth tissue patches on my lungs, and prosthetics for my arm and leg. There is still no prognosis, and all my questions received the same boilerplate answer: your current state is satisfactory. But it's the not knowing that hurts most. I don't know how my struggle with Constantine ended, and I constantly ask myself, how did I end up in this capsule? How long was I unconscious? What happened with Eunice and our child? Every attempt to learn anything from the doctor ended in failure. Doc claimed he knew nothing and told me to shut up. I obediently kept quiet, followed his instructions, and waited. The important thing was to live. I hadn't the strength to do anything more. My eyes began to ache from staring at the sun for too long. Squinting, I brushed away the tears. The discomfort was pleasant, if only because it took my mind off my anxious thoughts. Suddenly, I heard the rustle of sand, as if someone was walking along the strand, but I was not worried. My doctor always appeared like that. Gradually,